Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the B-Side Podcast. Hey, we're coming back at you more regularly. Can't talk more regular than normal. But anyway, hey, thanks for tuning in. Got a great episode for you today. We got the one and only resident guest, Gary G. Diddy Combs, as we call him. Hey, we're going to go through see what's going on in sports action. We're going to go through the politics of the day. We'll have some entertainment news. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Tune in, tune in, tune in. We'll be right back. Yes. So, like I said, welcome to another episode of the B-Side Podcast. You and yours truly. My name is Rob Bobby Sellers. And also, we have the one and only, without further ado, you know him. He has so many AKA names. It's ridiculous. We call him G. Diddy, AKA Tony Dorsett, AKA who knows what he's going on
Marvin
today.
Gaye
But
Jr.
anyhow, he's going on as Captain Permafrost. What's up, G. Diddy? How you doing there, man?
Nothing much. Thank you. I'm glad to be here once again on the B-Side Podcast, give you that barbershop talk and, that intelligent political insight, and, even mixed in with some metaphysical, historical stuff like that, even with the political sprinkled in there. So the
Did you
full
listen to some
cornucopia.
Wu-Tang earlier?
Wu-Tang.
Were you listening to some of that earlier?
So how's it been going?
Man, it's been going good, man. Hey, man, just to keep you updated, man. You know what I'm saying? When was it? Maybe I think it was a couple weeks ago. Drizzle. Shout out to Carmela Drisdale out there. That's one of our old co-workers. She had her little annual get-together for, the winter break or whatnot. So we seen some familiar faces out there, who we used to work with, so it was cool, man. We caught up on some things. Drizzle's still the same, brothers. She's still the same. You know what I mean? So it was all good seeing cats. I ain't seen them since COVID, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So everything good, man. She puts on a good show. So it was good. It was good. Nice seeing everybody, and everybody's doing well. So it was a good thing. What's been up with you, man?
Oh, nothing much. Just maintaining stuff like that. It's almost Christmas time, so I had to get rid of the Christmas shop and get that out of the way. So, but it just seems like the years are flying by. We're almost to Christmas this weekend, and the New Year's coming up soon.
This
So
year's
it's
over
crazy.
with. This
You
year's
know,
over with.
we're talking about the pandemic, and we've been talking about the pandemic for pretty much 3 years or whatever. I'm not saying anything regarding that, but it's just so crazy that that span of time has just flown by so quickly. So nothing much, just preparing for a new year and put plans together for greater success and coming up with plans to, help to do for the greater good.
That's
And I
right.
hear about what's this organization I hear you have? You have a scholarship fund going on.
Well, I mean, family started up a little foundation, the Sellers Foundation, and we're trying to, do some things here. The first thing of the main objective that we're doing a Dr. Lee Sellers Scholarship Fund. We want to get with Wilberforce University, HBCU in the state of Ohio. Currently, we're going to have two scholarships, $2,500 a piece. We're going to go give that to. What we're trying to do is find out I would say the most needy student. That didn't sound right, but the student who needs help the most. How about that? And we're just trying to see if we can lighten up some of their financial burden by providing a $2,500 scholarship for the year. We want to do that for the year of 23-24 fall semester. So that's what we're going to plan on doing, man. We're going to continue
That's
to do
cool.
that. We stay tuned. Right now, we're building everything like that, and we're just going to move right along. We got some things planned. Pretty much, we're going to have our first event in regards to the foundation, April 15th, back in Newark, Ohio, we have a guest speaker. We got that solidified. Obviously, we have a site um, that we solidified, and we'll bring hopefully some people come out. We're gonna do some media splashes, things like that, and up once we get the website up and running, we'll be okay. But we are still taking donations, anything. PayPal, $ the Sellers Foundation. You can go to anything, all the chats. Venmo. What else? Come on, help me out. PayPal. Just
Yeah.
bring up the Sellers Foundation, and you can donate at your risk, at your leisure, I should say. So, hey, like I said, we're gonna pretty much go ahead and announce it pretty soon. But we started Sellers Foundation. Right now, we're going to have the Dr. Lee Sellers Scholarship. Like I said, we're going to work with Wilberforce University, and then we got something else coming up too. So yeah, man, we trying to help out, man, do our part. I think it's time for us to go ahead and show that example, man. Instead of talking about it, why don't we do something? And that's what we got together with some of our family members and presented this idea of providing a scholarship, because obviously, I should say obviously, people don't know the name of the scholarship, the Dr. Lee Sellers Scholarship, are based on my uncle, Lee Sellers. He was a alum at Wilberforce University, so why not start there? So that's what we got going on, man. So hopefully, big things, and we will make an announcement. We'll do a podcast with some of our executive members and family, and see what we can do as far as putting out the word out there, and then just also going ahead and letting each other and letting people know what we out here trying to do. So yeah, man, yeah, that's what we got going right now. But like I said, we'll definitely come out with the announcement and some promotions to let everybody know, and try to help out these kids who need help, man.
And that's cool because that's what it's all about, being there to help the next generation and to provide that scholarship to help somebody in college. Any assistance that you can get in college is it's a lifesaver. And,
You know
that'll
it.
lighten the load for any student that's struggling out there and
You
stuff
know
like
how it
that.
is,
So,
man. Being a hungry student.
oh yeah,
You know how it is, man.
hungry, you got to feed your mind, and you also got to feed yourself, and that's one of the major tasks in college. So that's big. That's cool.
Yeah, man. So we'll see, man. So far, man, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Everybody's on board as far as family wise, and we're just gonna take it from there and see where it leads us. And
All
speaking of
right.
college, man, we might as well bring this up. Um, it kind of hurts me. You know what I'm gonna bring up? It hurts me because
Coach
not only
Prime.
to go to the rival school, Colorado, you always brought up Colorado. I don't know if you were trying to be funny or whatever the case may be, but you always had the Buffaloes on your radar as a football team. So
Man,
what do you? What's
I
up?
was a Buffaloes fan back when Cordell was the quarterback for the Buffaloes. The McCartney era. I wanted to go to the University of Colorado one time, and this is big. It's no coincidence that Prime went to a college that I wanted to go to and bring the greatness back. Do you know the recruiting class he's going to get because it's Coach Prime? Do you know how many dudes this guy has put into the NFL? I mean, I can't understand why there was any controversy of him leaving Jackson State. He was making $300,000 a year for like a 4-year contract and leaving to go make $5 million a year. People would leave the job for a $2 raise. And this man was getting a 4.1,
Wait, say that again, right? Right. People
people
will
would leave the
leave.
job for a
Yes.
$2 raise. And
Yeah.
this man was getting a $4.7 million raise.
Yeah.
So congratulate him. This is going to be a springboard for Coach Prime. If it doesn't work out, but I think it will work out. He's
Yeah.
about to get his hands on what used to be a good program, which is fallen into disrepair, but he gets to put his own spice on it. I think he's going to bring in a good recruiting class. He brought over his son Shadur to get the QB1 position, and I think he just grabbed another running back today. He was laughing about it like a supervillain on the British report today, but that's Prime. He
Yeah.
brings excitement. He brings his knowledge. He brings His
It's
legendary presence
prime,
there.
man. It's prime, man.
Yeah.
I was watching a clip on YouTube and they had footage of him. I mean, it was some nice footage. Definitely all his college years, man. Kind of find out, man. I didn't realize he went to Florida State all 4 years. I want to say,
Oh yeah.
even though during I want to say summers he was playing pro ball as far as baseball,
Yeah.
but people got to understand this is prime. He's in a whole nother orbit, whole nother level as far
Greatest athlete ever.
as playing
Don't tell
football.
Skip Bayless, but greatest athlete ever.
And okay, you went to an HBCU,
Yeah.
right? Why was all I don't the emotions? That's it. Why do you think all those emotions? I mean, because pretty much everybody has opinions, okay. But why do you think a lot of how can I put it in the right words? Why do you think a lot of the hostility from the HBCU perspective was bubbling over?
The thing with Prime's presence at the HBCUs, it was bringing another focus onto it that hadn't been there for years. You know, HBCUs used to be the headquarters to go get some talent, but that's not necessarily the case in the last 30, 40 years. And, he was bringing a new type of presence. He got Jackson State into multiple championships, got them with a winning record, and that might have spearheaded other retired players bringing their presence over to HBCUs and making a tide of players wanting to choose the HBCU for their athletic career. But it's neither here nor there. He's not going to stop that from happening, but he did help in that regard to bring light to the HBCU talent over at these colleges, and hopefully they could lead by his example over at Jackson State and build off of that. It isn't about tearing somebody down because when somebody's always going up to another level, there's always going to be somebody to tear them down. And unfortunately, some people are just too ready to tear somebody down in public, tear down the character in public, tear down the family in public. But it shouldn't be about that. Like I said, most people would leave their jobs for a $2 raise, and this man is getting a $4.7 million raise, getting a
Yeah.
coach at a Power Five school, getting a coach at what you can turn a program around, get the recruiting class up, get the presence up, hopefully springboard a coaching position in the NFL. I mean, how many guys has this dude put in the league? I think he's put over 100 players in the league. I don't know if I'm maybe misinformed, but I think he's probably put over 100 players in the league from the mentoring that he's done. So he's got something that is relevant, not only to Jackson State,
Yeah, yeah, because
is relevant. So
yeah, it was
hopefully
killing me. The comments. Hey, he's not swag. It's like what? This is
that's just
prime.
jealousy.
Yeah, it's prime time. This is prime, baby.
He needs to,
Prime.
and the coach that said he's not swag, he needs to keep on living off his daddy's name. Ain't that Eddie Robinson Jr.?
I, I don't know.
He needs to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep on living off
I
his
assume
daddy's
I don't.
name.
I didn't do my research on that, so I don't want
Yeah,
to
I think it's Eddie
make
Robinson Jr. and he
any
needs
false
to
claims on that.
live off his dad's name and watch old Prime videos and stop
I mean, he
criticizing
left the
Prime.
blueprint. He left the
Yeah,
blueprint, but also I think that we can learn from this, meaning that a lot of our schools and a lot of our alumni. When I'm saying our schools, I just say HBCUs. This is an opportunity to look at. Okay, maybe we need to donate more money to the schools as far as the alumni, so that if a situation like that presents itself again, then these schools can at least have something to counter with. You can't counter with 300,000 to 5 mil. You know what I mean? You can't counter it.
three hundred
Where
thousand, and there was allegedly rumors of cars getting vandalized at Jackson State. His car getting vandalized and his son's car getting vandalized. I mean,
hey man, I mean, hey man, things
come
gonna
on.
happen. Things gonna happen when the economic opportunity is tilted in certain areas. I mean,
Yeah,
that's you know, it,
it's unfortunate.
yeah, we, yeah,
I think they should
don't,
just value the time that Prime was there
yeah, and learn. He left the
Value,
blueprint. He
yeah,
left the blueprint.
value the game that you get from the man and build
Yeah,
off of it. That's all you can do. You know it wasn't permanent. Three hundred
exactly.
thousand dollars to get to keep a superstar. I'm sorry.
And then coaches are hired to be fired, right? I
Yeah,
mean, if he
the
wasn't
cycles.
winning, we wouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah,
You know, we would not be talking about this. Coaches are hired to be fired. I think, no question, he maxed out his contract. Come on. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do?
not taking better
Cats out
opportunities.
here, cats out here talking about, oh, prom ain't right. But what black businesses have you contributed to? What black businesses have you patronized? What black schools have you donated money to? You
Yeah.
know? It's like, stop it, people. Everybody got a plan that don't necessarily got to match yours. At least he came. At least he came to Jackson State. At least he
Oh
came
yeah.
there. You know?
But this ain't the first time Promise had to deal with this type of talk. Remember that reporter that didn't even want to give him credit for playing baseball and
Yeah.
football on the same day,
That was crazy, man.
and he had to give him a shower.
That was crazy, man. It's like, come on. I mean, if you are capable of doing the job, why not? He was capable. That's unheard of what he was doing. And I
Yeah.
think it goes back to the fact that also, if somebody has that potential, max it out. Help them to be in a position to max it out. I mean, this guy was a freakish athlete. I mean, 1 minute he could steal some bases. Next minute, make some tackles, get some interceptions. Next minute, you give him the baton. He can sprint with world class sprinters. Then you in the gym, he'll dunk on you. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy, but hey, my hats off to him. I think that he handled it well. You know,
I think so
obviously
too.
some people, it's prime, man. It's prime. He's on. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. I still feel that's amazing. It's unbelievable. He should be on the whole level. He is what we've seen athletically, but as far as social wise, same level as Jordan. I feel
I
you
feel
got
that too.
same breath.
He's one of the greatest athletes. How many athletes played in the World Series and won 2 Super Bowl rings? I'll wait.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
yeah,
How many athletes did that?
yeah. And,
How
and
many
then
athletes?
and then not only that, he was living in Atlanta. He's supposed to have way more babies than he does right now.
Oh yeah,
I
shit.
mean, I mean, come on.
I
I
was living
mean,
in Atlanta at the time he was a part of the Falcons. He probably does have a whole lot more babies out there.
hey, all I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, not knocking. I'm just saying this is a world class athlete. He's going to
One of
have
the
all
greatest
those.
athletes that ever lived.
So shout out to Prime, man. I'm glad that it's slowly dying down as far as people getting on him with the heat and everything, complaining and got an opinion on it. It's all good. Hey, that's what it is now. You know, now at this day and age.
But one
So
last thing,
shout out to Prime, man.
one last thing.
Only thing I don't like is he's at Buffalo, because
Pro-
word is Colorado State I think offered him a contract.
Uh-oh. But
And he goes to
unfortunately,
Colorado.
I might have to get me a Buffalo's hat just because of Prime.
At least wear some gear of your alma mater. At least.
Yeah.
You know, at least.
My Xavier University didn't have a football team, so I can't.
I mean, they got merchandise.
Oh
They
yeah.
got merchandise. Sorry about that. Yeah, so they got merch. So we'll see. Well, since
I don't see you wearing a Rams hat.
what?
Said I don't see you with a Rams hat on. Where's
This
the
is my
Rams?
shit. I'm gonna support my shit. But hey, I do got a Rams hat. When I went back to Colorado, I got one. You know what I mean? I got to get some more gear, no question. And also, I'm gonna have to get some more gear of Wilberforce University. So hey, anybody out there, any alum, lead me to the direction of some Wilberforce gear. I need some Wilberforce gear, no doubt, some of that. Well, since we got Gary on the show, And we always go at it. You know why? You know why, people? You know why? I hate to say this, but hey, here at the B-Side Podcast, we're open to everything as far as talking points, all right? Talking points I'm talking about. So, we got to get into politics of the day because G. Diddy, believe it or not, he's Republican. So anytime I get a chance, wait, hold on, wait a minute. What happened? Did you change parties? Are you independent
I
now?
haven't changed parties yet, but I'm a Colin Powell Republican. That means I'm in limbo. I'm non-existent right
you
now.
ain't that black of a Republican? What is that? You know,
what?
You're not that black of a Republican?
Oh, I'm a very black Republican. That's why I believe in rights for black people. If I didn't believe in black people, I'd be a Democrat.
Okay, so the committee finally came out. What was this? Part 4. I was lost. It spread out so much. So the January 6th committee?
Yes.
They finally finished up the report, recommended to the DOJ possible referrals. What do you think of it overall? What you hear? I don't know if you read the report or anything like that. But how do you feel about this committee and how they handled it?
I think it's a complete bullshit, okay? They're just trying to hate on the player in this game, okay? They're trying to don't hate the player, hate the game, okay? I'm sorry, I write the rules, and I break them. Come on, they're just trying to hate on the gangster. Why are they hating on my boy Trump? Come on, the Constitution? What's that? Who cares about the Constitution? FDR never cared about the Constitution. Why should Donald Trump care about the Constitution? He makes bread. And they want to hate on him. They want to throw him in jail. They're throwing his buddies in jail. Haven't we seen this before? Shouldn't we sympathize with Donald Trump? Donald Trump is no press. He's an oppressed, privileged, rich billionaire white man. Who's more of a disadvantage than that in life? It's gonna make me cry what January 6th is trying to do. They're trying to bring America down. They're trying to go after the greatest president in American history. I can't believe you're Democrats. Those evil Democrats are doing this.
Here we go.
It's
The Stopples, the GOP Stopples. You know, they don't want nothing done. They stop. I mean, they don't want anything done, man.
Why get something done that helps the other side win? Why? You want to help the Lakers win? I know the Cavs are doing good this year. You want to help the Lakers win?
You don't care about them Lakers. But the whole thing is, it's already muddied up, meaning that all this research, all this time, and all this money, and nothing's going to happen, I feel.
I don't think there's anything.
I mean, they were defiling subpoenas, dog. Like defiling the subpoenas.
If nothing comes up in criminal charges, will it supercharge his campaign for 2024?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
The best that can be hoped for, the best that any opposition of President Trump can hope for is that it disqualifies him from running for public office. But I don't think there's going to be any charges that, generates any jail time for him or anything like that.
No, because do you think Biden will pardon him?
I don't think Biden would pardon him, but I don't know.
Because you know y'all going after his son.
So, Hunter Biden?
They're going after. You know that. They're running the House.
But
Republicans got control over the House. They already said that they're going after Biden's son. It's like, what point is that now?
I don't understand it, but
that's a waste of time. What's the point?
When you're in politics, politics is a contact sport, and especially when you're a party member that kind of likes to, when you're a family member that kind of likes to party, and you got a political party that's opposed to you, they're going to do everything with what they call the opposition research. They'll get every piece of dirt on you. And unfortunately, Hunter
But
leaves a little
it's
bit more
already
pieces of
out
dirt than
though.
most.
It's already out. I don't understand all this regurgitation
I
of
don't
information that's
understand
already out.
concentrating on Hunter Biden. He's a family member. I don't
It's
understand it when they
it's
bring
already out
family
what he
members
done, what
into it.
he's done. Okay,
It's
drugs,
like, yeah, like
drugs, and the bigot. That's normal. I mean, that's normal. I mean, what's some new findings? What?
nothing.
What's some new findings?
But unfortunately, people that aren't public
Distraction.
figures become targets, all because of political expediency, as they say. And I might be a registered Republican or whatever, but I'm not a person that is beholden to any political party where I have to support somebody blindly. And that's what too many people do in politics. They don't ask for the meat and bones of what a person's going to give them. They just go along with whoever's in their political party blindly or whatever. But you got to get something concrete from anybody, from any of these political parties. It's not about, uh, not everybody is completely invested in all the ideology of either of these parties, but you got to put pressure on both of them to get
And
something done.
and then also, right, what's crazy? Almost had government shutdown. The one was it $1.7 trillion budget passed. 4,000 pages. This bill was.
And what are we doing to reduce the federal
How do they have
deficit?
time to read it? How oh, what's in it?
They don't have time to read it.
No.
That's why they get that poor barrel spending put through, where you can get appropriations for like $1 million for blueberry research, $50,000 for research on why people fall in love, $300 million appropriation for a bridge to nowhere that they brought up. That's how they pushed that poor barrel spending through, and it's crazy.
More money to Ukraine,
Oh yeah.
obviously. It and then okay. What are we doing about our communities that are in need? I mean,
Well, that's always the case. We've always been able to open up the wallet and help people on an international basis. But look back at home, there's still always issues going on. And, you know, like I said, it's people who would rather go along with their political parties for the ideology than to put a lighter under their foot and make them do something. And, if there's homelessness, we have a homeless crisis in California that is the highest in the nation. I think there's a 70% homeless crisis.
oh man,
And that's ridiculous.
there's a percentage of them outside my door. It's like
It's crazy. And,
it's crazy. It's
it,
crazy, man.
there should be
Everywhere, man.
something
It's
done
everywhere.
for this homeless crisis and the mental health crisis that goes along with that. Because unfortunately, you know, a number of people are homeless due to mental health concerns and stuff like that, but it's not always available to help people with that in that regard. And this is something that we really need to put the feet to the fire with these politicians about, the meat and bones issues instead of worried about some political appropriations for the Ukraine,
Yes, yes. I mean, we
even
are.
though we do need to
They're,
support the Ukraine.
it's their cousins. They're gonna support them. But anyhow, what is? Oh. Got nope. Slow down. So once again, you guys made a pivot, meaning you Republicans. We're back on the border again. We're back. We're back to the border again. So, will the U.S. ever take immigration seriously as far as immigration reform? I mean, how long are we going to jump around the bowl?
I mean, what necessarily can we do regarding immigration reform? I mean, we do need a policy that secures the border, but we do need a policy of immigration over to America that is sane and human, like humane. I mean, you can't just throw somebody into prison and deport them and stuff like that if they're trying to flee where they're from, but due to political purposes. Because a lot of people want to come over here for a better life. A lot of people are escaping maybe a detrimental situation, and we are a country with open arms. You know, we've had times where we closed off our borders or reduced the immigration. I mean, under FDR during World War II, he reduced immigration from You know, when people were trying to immigrate from Europe, when Jewish people were trying to immigrate from Europe to America to escape the Nazis, FDR actually limited immigration into America.
Mm-hmm.
So we have had a history of certain parts of our immigration policy being very detrimental or being beneficial to one and detrimental to the other. So we need to have an even-handed immigration policy that is in line with our moral, our moral stands as an open arms country, in a country where people come to have a better opportunity to,
Yes.
you know, build their own piece of American, get their own piece of the American dream.
Yes,
Is
because obviously, there's some controversy going on when, your state, your home state, always in the mix. Because the National Guard is down there at the borders. They got the National Guard down there.
well, Joe
Striking.
Budden.
So, are you guys still shipping people out to the sanctuary cities? Are you guys still doing that? Because I haven't heard that lately. Is that still going on?
I don't know if that's going on, but Joe Biden is going to resume building on the border wall. So is Joe Biden going to stop building on the border wall, or is he going to resume on it like he just said he's going to?
I don't know. I don't know.
Crickets.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because Title 42 is back in the mix again too.
Yeah.
You know.
But we do need a sane immigration policy. And you have these heartless conservatives that say, put the child back with the parent in their country of origin and stuff like
Mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
The Constitution states that if you're born over here, you're an American citizen. You can't change it
Exactly.
around just because the person that was born here isn't to your liking
Yeah.
or, isn't from a certain region. So you can't change the Constitution for your liking.
But are we? Obviously, we're not. Are we looking at the root of the problem here? I mean, a lot of those countries where these immigrants are leaving, I think we have to do with some of their unstabilization. We always we we always doing something or meddling in some things where we go down and disrupt what's going on in these other countries and what else they have to do. They, they don't want to be involved with that chaos, so they have to flee. They're looking for a better way of life as well. So can we stop decentralizing some of these countries for whatever propaganda or whatever political gain that we're trying to achieve? I mean, we can't overlook that.
But what would we benefit from doing that? I mean, if you're a pimp, you want to keep your girl looking good, right? You don't want to give her too much money. If you're a pimp, you want to keep that girl looking right. And you don't want to get
I'm not.
rich.
I'm not. I'm not
You don't
going
want to
there.
get rich and stuff like that.
I'm
So
not.
America's the biggest pimp. So America is pretty much the pimp that wants to give people enough money to look good, but not enough money to get above. And it doesn't work like that. Not in this interconnected society that we live in. I mean, it can't be under the old rules where you know you're treating a country like this or that. I mean, everybody has a relevance now, and we're not at a point where we're so more
You
advanced than
sound
other
like
countries.
did you get the bulletin? You got
Who
you
or
got
where?
you got the Republican bulletin this week,
Oh
didn't you?
no,
You got the newsletter.
no, I'm a Colin Powell Republican, so that means I'm non-existent right
Do,
now.
do, do they send newsletters out to fellow Republicans as far
Uh-uh.
as the topics we're
I
going to
get
be
all my
discussing?
Democrat talking points from celebrities and musicians.
Oh, stop it! Stop it!
Katy
Stop it!
Perry
Are
knows
you
about
you
tort
can't you guys
reform.
can't you guys can't pivot like that on us. You guys have celebrities and musical entertainers
We
on
got
that
old
side
celebrities
too
and country
promoting.
musicians.
Did you forget about all the hats, the maggot hats that you guys are wearing? Some
We
some
got
of
old
the
celebrities and country musicians supporting us. You got Beyonce and Jay Z.
whatever,
What we
man.
got?
What
Scott Baio and
Scott Baio?
yeah, Antonio Sabato Jr. or something like that.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. There was um let me go to some entertainment news. I guess it would be considered entertainment, but the life expectancy has gone down now a little bit. 76.4. That's the age. That's the age now. Life expectancy. Suicide rate is going up. And cats are getting vasectomies.
Damn,
So
lighten up.
hey man, I'm just going over what I've been hearing through the week, man. I mean, life expectancy's gone down again.
I think
What's your
people,
feelings about that?
I think people just need to lighten up. They're getting too depressed about what's going on now, and they're clipping the damn nuts. That's the height of depression. Where you're like, damn it, I'm gonna shoot Blaze forever.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know.
Ah.
The world, it does seem like it's getting heavier and heavier nowadays, but who knows? Life expectancy may be going down because of certain reasons, maybe because of what we eat. I mean, it might not just be because of the depression that we see.
There's a lot of psychological
Yeah,
aspects of it too.
but they can add to it because we've seen a lot of heavy things just in the last 3 years. But suicide rate that goes along with the mental health crisis and maybe people's interconnected dependency with the social media thing. I'm not saying it's a driver of suicide, but in society, we're so interconnected nowadays that people want to do stuff to be viral. People want to be cool. They want to go on social media and have some kind of personality that's not even them in the real world. And that's being fed into more than in times when we were growing up. You had to get up to a certain level to be seen as cool. You couldn't just be on the internet and just be seen every 5 minutes and everybody know what
You do have,
what
yeah. There's
store you
levels
went
to
to.
everything, right?
Yeah,
There's
they know
yeah,
what
yeah,
store
yeah.
you're going
Everybody can't be
to.
cool. Everybody trying to be cool. Everybody can't be cool. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But I think that also with the life expectancy rate going down, like you said, a lot of mental illness out here, people depressed and things of that nature. I'm going to say once again, and I know there's no women in the room, but ladies got to do a better job. There's loneliness on both sides. Lot of loneliness on both sides. Ladies, can you help us out? You can't have all the top 1% men. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. There's too many women going after that 1%. Stop it. Stop it. There's common folk men out here can do you good too. You just gotta give them a chance. You know.
So are you saying some of these women are only worthy of peasants and not kings?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Not everybody can be a king. We got to cut off that too. All
Yeah,
this queen and king bullshit. No, stop it. Stop it. There's common folk out here. What I'm saying is that a lot of us are missing our blessings when they're closer than what they appear. Everybody's trying to go after the top thing. It's understandable. But at some point, you have to recognize, like, look, I'm wasting all this energy going after the top hitters, aka 1%, and I'm not getting anywhere. You know, you only live once, right? Can't hold on to it forever. Come on, do some charity work. You know what I mean? Look at it as some donation or some charitable work that you're helping out humanity. I swear, a lot of this random killing stuff won't be going on. All this pent up
exactly.
frustration won't be going on if all these lovely women go
Exactly.
ahead, go ahead and make us happy again.
Most of these shooters are what they call incels and voluntarily celibate. If
Hey
they were
man,
getting some snatch, it would be a whole different thing.
hey, hey, there's
Who
there's
has
two.
time to go get some bullets if you got some
If you're
snatch to be
tired,
concerned about?
exactly. If you're tired, come on, ladies, come on, help us out, help us out here. Yes, as males, we're terrible. Yes, we have a lot explained and a lot to get done in a constructive way. Yes, yes, we have done terrible things. Yes, however, this is humanity. We have to deal with each other and put up with each other. It's part of it. We got all these beautiful, lonely women out here, and they don't have to be lonely. They don't have to be. So I
What they
don't
need to do?
know. Go ahead.
Moving forward, what needs to be done? is some of you what they call it Phillies. Some of you Phillies need to give them some
Phillies.
free snatch to one of those Americans that need it. All right, move forward. Where's
No, I
Obama
mean,
at a time
hey
like
man, it's
this?
heaven out here, man. Heaven out here. Depressed heavens walking around here. There's no need for that, ladies. Come on. I know. But hey, you're never going to get the person who you thinking of because that is fantasy. Whatever
And
you
the,
got your ideal woman or man up in your head, it's fantasy. It's not reality. So
and the
come
thing
on.
is, don't put unrealistic standards on somebody else that you don't even put in yourself. Because some people talk themselves out of things by putting unrealistic standards on somebody else other than themselves.
You're right.
And that's what it boils down to. There's, that's what it boils down to.
That's what it boils down to. On that note, hey, listen, we have discussed this already. A lot of us need to seek some help. We need to get our mental health in order. Fellas, it's not a weakness if you need to get your mentals correct. It's not a weakness. Matter of fact, it is a strength that you're going to be vulnerable to open up and definitely admit that I need help. I need to work on myself to feel healthy and getting the work done that's needed to have for me to be a constructive human being. In that note, please check out Marcel Mental Health Services.
The B-Side podcast is sponsored by Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services. Has this pandemic and our current state of the world taken a toll on you? Are you enjoying life? Marcel Consulting and Mental Health Services are here to help. We provide services from individual counseling, family counseling, life coaching and anger management to domestic violence. Our goal is to improve the lives of individuals and families by having a safe place to speak up, speak out, and live. Ask about our 30-minute consultation trial session. Whether you are insured or not, we have an installment payment option. Contact us at marcelconsulting.com at 909-323-7100. Remember to speak up, speak out, and live. marcelconsulting.com.
Yes, check out Marcel Consulting Mental Health Services. Go to the site. Definitely check it out and see if any of those things apply to you, what they have to offer, some of their plans, and check out some of their counselors. I'm telling you, getting checked out is definitely a thing that we need to do, and we need to stay on top of that. So go ahead, go to Marcel Consulting Mental Health Services, check out their plans, check out their consultation, and see if it's a good fit for you. Yes, we all need that. Yes. So now, few movies that came out. You're a movie buff, comics, Marvel. What do you think about some of the movies that came out? Did you go see Black Adam?
Yeah, I went to see Black Adam, and to be honest, I'm surprised, but I love Black Adam. I mean, I was really surprised. I was going into it thinking like, kind of, maybe not something that was going to move the needle as far as comic book movies go, but I actually loved it. It was actually pretty. It was pretty, his interpretation of Black Adam was pretty relevant to the comic book because
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Black Adam is the type you just, put somebody up in the air 1,000 feet and just drop them and stuff like that. He'd rather kill you than try to beat you and stuff like that and put you in jail. He just rather get rid of you. And I like Black Adam because they played kind of the imagery of somebody being looked at as a hero
Mm-hmm.
and what that really means as opposed to how you feel, what type of job that you're doing for society or something like that. So it's all about interpretation of your role and if you looked at it as a hero or a villain or whatever. But I enjoyed it a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. And Black Panther, I thought it was an excellent movie in the fact that It was a movie about Wakanda, not necessarily a Black Panther movie,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a good Wakanda movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's a different movie, I would say, than the first one. I
Mm-hmm.
love that they introduced Namor. That's one of my favorite comic book heroes of all time, and it was pretty cool that they made him Central American because he was originally from Atlantis, so they didn't want to be confused with Aquaman. So they went to, the legend from Central America. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's an Aztec legend or a Mayan legend, and they
Yeah.
even used like Aztec language when Namor and his people were speaking. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I think it was kind of sad that they didn't recast Chadwick Boseman's character, even though it added emotional weight seeing the scenes with the shots of him and his sister losing him. It's a very emotional movie. I thought it had all the marks of what it should, but it was just a couple of things I thought were lacking from it. Yeah, I mean,
Hey, long as Lupita always on the screen. Oh my goodness gracious.
oh
Woo!
yeah.
Oh man. Whew. Man, okay, okay, okay. Let me stay focused. 'Cause, oh
But
my goodness.
hopefully it opens up the door for the Black Panther to return because there's a bunch of storylines where somebody
Oh
could
yeah.
take the role again.
Oh yeah, man.
But I thought it was good for what it did, and I enjoyed Black Adam, even though I thought I wasn't going to.
Hmm.
But I don't know. What are some new movies coming out? Have you checked out?
Well,
Did you get to
well,
see any of those movies?
I didn't see Black Adam. I definitely didn't see that. I got to check that out. Definitely Black Panther. I see, no question, man. I loved it. You know, anytime, any Cougar film, I'm watching. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
just like his whole
excellent
dynamic,
director.
man. And then just listening to the, the post interviews and things like that when he's making his rounds, man. Man, what more can I say, man? I'm a fan. I would definitely always check out his movie, no question, man. Yeah, but
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it's always, man. Uh, anything Marvel, anything DC Comics, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for
oh
it.
yeah.
I'm all for it,
And the one thing I did love about Namor, they were good at characterizing that he was what they call an anti-hero. And Namor, he came out in 1939. He's actually the first Marvel character ever. So it's pretty big that they bring in the first Marvel character in a Black Panther movie.
man.
And in his first comic books, he was knocking down skyscrapers. So he's always an enemy of mankind at the beginning, but he goes in between the lines of good and evil. He's against Wakanda, but probably in some movies down the line, he's going to be working with Wakanda,
Hmm.
and he might be working with Doctor Doom. He kind of toes the line. There's a point where he joins the X Men. So there are a
Oh,
lot of
really?
storylines that could be
See,
opened up.
see, see. Didn't
He
even
said,
know
"I'm a
that.
mutant."
Go ahead, man. Drop that knowledge, brother.
Yeah, he said in the movie, "I'm a mutant," and that's the second time they said in the MCU about mutants. So that means the X Men are coming. Hugh Jackman is signed on to play Wolverine again. He's going to be the new Deadpool. Patrick Stewart showed up in the last Doctor Strange as Professor X. So the mutants are coming. So it's good because the X Men movies were hot steaming piles of garbage. They were baby diapers put in the microwave for about 5 minutes.
Right, right, man. It's crazy, man. But
Yeah.
hey,
But Namor
anytime.
was Jason that shit. He was like, yeah, you're gonna have to work with me with keeping this vibranium a secret, and if you don't, I'll just come back in here and kill everybody. Okay?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
thanks. Later.
You got a choice.
Yeah.
You got a choice, man. That's a good thing, man. So always checking out my comics, no question. I'm on, Disney Plus, watching that. So anything comes on there, Star Wars, obviously Marvel. Um, definitely keeping in touch with that, no question. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
You
still
what's
I'm
going on?
still waiting. I'm still waiting on, what's going to happen with the new Game of Thrones or series that's going to come out. Did you watch House of Dragons?
Oh yeah, that was
Hey
pretty good.
man, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, man. That ending, oh man, every episode, but always the finales. It's always some. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
All the kings are getting the guillotine.
How long was you working on that bar?
No, that's actually Absol.
Oh, it was. Oh, It
He
was.
said,
It
he
was,
said,
man.
grew up watching Thrones, saw the kings get the guillotine. Sorry about that. Listen to Absol.
Oh, Ab, did he just
He
drop
came
a new
out with a new
album?
one called Herbert.
Yeah. Called what?
Herbert
Oh,
is
okay.
that's his name.
His name is Herbert.
Herbert.
Oh, wow.
You know, some of these rappers got some names like, Earl or Clifford. Method Man's name is Clifford. And there's like a 55-year-old Dominican named Bobby.
I don't
Bobby
know.
Sellers.
I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about, Chief. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know
Check
what
the
you're talking.
birth certificate. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Too much, man. What else been going on as far as we gotta talk about this NBA. You know that, right? How are your Dallas Mavericks doing?
My Dallas Mavericks, we're playing 500 basketball. That means, we're taking it slow. We don't want to win and we don't want to lose. So we're just, reserving our energy, taking it back. We got some untouchables on our team that can't be traded. Luca, uh, was it Josh Green
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Dinwiddie? They
yeah.
can't be traded. And we got Kimball Walker. He's a monster.
Has he started playing?
Yeah,
He
he got
has.
32 points in
Wait.
45 minutes.
What?
32 points in 45 minutes.
When was this?
What was it the other night?
Kim was trying to do some things.
Yeah, but the Mavericks. We got as many rings as the Cavaliers. In the same span of time in the last 20 years, we got as many rings as the Cavaliers. So there's a good chance we're going to the playoffs this year. But we need to get some talent around Luca. Everybody knows that.
Well, people got to
And
adjust, man. He's just a freak of nature too, man. A lot of cats. You're not gonna have your normal role as a player, as far as if you're dealing with Luca. He's a freak of nature, man. And when you have somebody that big, that skilled, he deserves to get the ball. I mean, you got to play off of him, and he's young too. That's
yeah,
just so crazy. He is young, so it's it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, that's one thing I think a lot of the players have to do, like especially like if you're superstar, whatever the case may be. You have to make the adjustments with playing someone of that caliber. You have to, because he's too
yeah,
skilled up, man. He's too skilled up, no question. And you guys are currently what, ninth in the West?
yeah.
Yeah. You guys are. My Cavs we're three in the East. You know
And
what I
we're
mean?
above the damn Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors in the garbage can right now with Clay hurt and I mean, not Clay hurt. Clay playing up to his par, but with Steph hurt.
you know, it's an older group. I mean, they've been doing it since what, 20,
15?
somewhere around there. So they've been on a long run. I mean, right now they're currently 11th in the
Yeah.
West, but they'll make their run.
Who'd y'all pay out to have such a good season? What's
Stop
going
it!
on?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Cavaliers ain't supposed to have a good season. And
What?
LeBron's hairline, you know, being hit by with the headband. That's not supposed to be like that. LeBron's supposed to be there with the headband, showing off my type of hairline.
It's gonna be good, man. I like how the NBA is going right now. Pelicans looking nice with Zion. We looking nice with Spider Man. Milwaukee, Boston still there. Brooklyn, they'll get it back because they was trying to murder my boy. They trying to
Kyrie,
murder my boy Kyrie, man. Man, oh man.
sometimes you don't need to tell your opinions in public, especially when you can't defend them with much intelligence. Not to speak down on anybody, but
But
certain
you know what? I
subjects.
gotta I gotta I gotta check out I gotta check out this episode, my man. Dr. Smalls was on there with radio host out of DC. I can't think of his name right there. Carl. I can't think of his name right now. But I gotta check out. There's an episode because I guess Carl. I can't think. Damn, I can't think of his name. He had an interview with Dr. Smalls, and I think Neely Fuller came on there too. Shout out to Neely Fuller. Oh man, please, ladies and gentlemen, this guy here, Neely Fuller, please go out. I'm gonna bring up his book. Go out and get his his book, man. It is the compensatory counter-racist book. Man, he got so many jewels up in there. Definitely got to go check that out. I thought I had. Oh, here it goes, right here. Yes, please check out the Code System Concept, the United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept, a compensatory counter-racist code book. I mean, this dude is breaking things down. I highly recommend this to people. Check it out. He also has a word guide. I got that too. But you know, it's a code book where he Neely Fuller. It's a code book where he just breaks down the 9 areas of people activity and things that we should do to combat the situations that we're in. So I'm not going to expand on it too much. You guys go out and purchase it. But to make a long story short, what we were talking about Kyrie and that situation, like you were saying, man, a lot of things, you just can't let out. I think a lot of cases where a lot of us make the mistake, we get so much information where we don't know how to channel it, and it just comes out, and sometimes it doesn't come out right. But hey,
You end up sounding
he
like
said what he
Kanye.
said, and people say what they say. So
Yeah.
we're gonna leave it at that. That's the VGQ. That's the VGQ. He said what he said, and people say what they say, and leaving it at that. But anyhow, I'm going to be interested to see what shoe company is going to pick him up, because he's a free agent now. Nike
Pro kids.
and Nike let him go talk about this over the line. But Phil Knight, I know he's donated money to a lot of right-wing Republicans. So
You can always go over to Pro Kids or Converse.
well, Converse owned by Nike.
What about Pro Kids?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. They don't have.
I don't know.
I don't think Pro Kids even being made anymore. But why don't some of these athletes get together, get a defunct shoe company, and cake up off of that?
I think I seen Dame Dash.
Dame
With the
Dash used to own Pro Kids.
Jaclairs.
Oh, yeah.
He was at Pro Kids for a minute, but he got the Jaclairs out right now.
Yeah. Oh, because I know
he
he ran Pro Kids for a while back in the early 2000s.
Man, I just seen it. He check him out. He was not giving out. He was showing. He had 4 different colors, all white, white and green, white and blue. I think white and red. The Jaclairs, high tops.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, a lot of us, we just gotta calm down on the emotions and figure out the base, man. Because we spend a gang of money. How much? Like $1.3, $1.1 trillion yearly that we spend. People.
If black wealth was put into a country, it'd be the 16th wealthiest country on earth.
People.
16th wealthiest country.
People. We giving other people checks.
Sending money out of the community in 5 minutes, as opposed to some people that keep it in the community for 28 days.
Yes, exactly. And they let everybody come to the community and set up shop. We can't go over there to the communities and set up shop. Come on, people.
Not at all.
Think about it. You know what I mean? Things we got to do. And that's one thing, the reason why, once again, we spoke on it earlier. I don't know what I got the BG up there for. But like we spoke on it earlier, we're going to do some things with the Sellers Foundation. No question. Sellers Foundation, like I said, you can go ahead, Cash App, $ The Sellers Foundation, Venmo, The Sellers Foundation. What other ones I'm missing? PayPal, The Sellers Foundation. Like I said, donate, going to good cause. We have the Dr. Lee Sellers Scholarship coming up. And also, we will have a division, what I like to call Laces for Legacies. So what we're doing is trying to upgrade some of these kicks and sneakers and cleats that some of these high school players or junior high players are wearing, because I go with the motto, like we said with Deion Sanders. You look good, you feel good, you play good. And we in the work on that. We done some things with the Laces for Legacy. We done some things for Laces for Legacy a little bit, under the rug until we come out. But like I said, we if you look good, you feel good, you can perform good. That's always been my motto. That's one motto my man Prime always put out there too. So we're gonna do some things on that nature too, man, because there's still a lot of kids out here, man, who are participating in these sports activities, man, where they need help. They need some help as far as the sneakers and things on, sneakers just to practice in and game day and cleats and things like that. So that's one thing that we're gonna set up for the Laces for Legacy, and continue and bring you up to par on that. But the main thing with Sellers Foundation, we have definitely the Dr. Lee Sellers Scholarship that we're doing in unison with Wilberforce University. So that's about it, man. I mean, hey, man, anything you want to get off on your chest, or anything you're thinking about, man? So we wrap it up. It's been a good hour. You know what I mean? So
All right.
anything on your mind or anything like that?
Well, we're heading into the new year, and we're heading into Christmas and the new year. And just to say to everybody, I'm the coolest motherfucker that ever existed. I mean, you're looking at God's gift to the world. No, I'm just kidding. But the thing is, heading into the new year, that's a big thing that you're talking about. The stuff that you're talking about to help the next generation.
Yeah.
And the most important job that we have as the older generation is to not criticize the younger generation, is to actually be there for that generation. And what you're doing is being there for that generation, whether it's helping them in the school books, helping them in their sport and stuff like that, which helps people learn about organization, that helps them in all aspects of life. So, the most important thing in this new year is to do things to build a community and to help the next generation that's coming after us, because, you can't stay on top forever. You can't keep your kingdom forever. You got to build it up for the ones that come after you. And that's one of the most important things in life, because, people can gain material things, but the most important things in life are things that can't be taken away. And helping the future generation is something that can build and not be taken away.
No question, and that's a good point that you brought up. We do have to start listening and talking with one another. What I mean is the with the youth and the older generation, because I mean, we're old heads now. We were young. The old heads looking at us like we was crazy. Same thing, ladies and gentlemen. Each generation is different, but the whole thing, I think that we still have to. We can still learn from each other. We can still listen to each other, and we can help each other out. That's the main thing, man. We have to get back to some of this humanistic characteristics that we need to portray amongst each other, meaning that we have to help one another or deal with one another. That is it. And all this work needs to be done constructively. How can we help the ones that need help the most constructively? That's the main thing. We got to stop all this mistreatment of one another. We got to stop all that. That's not us. That is not us. We're here to help one another and be there for one another. That's what it's all about, because we're not going to be here forever. So the whole thing, if we can maintain, shout out to Dr. Hunter, Professor Hunter, I should say, and also Dr. Greg Carr. Check out the narrative, Nubia. And that's one thing, man. Everybody bring a crumb, their brick to the table, man. It's time. It's time. All this other things that we got our minds or feelings into, we got to get over that, man. We got to help one another. That's what we're all here for. And hopefully we can make the adjustments as far as the youth and the old heads, that we can go ahead and knock out our differences and be there for one another. That's what it's all about. But before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you guys know, the B-Side Podcast, definitely sponsored by Black Storm Vodka. Go to blackstormvodka.com. Get this vodka. 6 times the still. Great taste. Great. The whole makeup. I'm just saying. Check it out for yourself. Black Storm Vodka. Sponsored the B-Side Podcast. The sponsor of the B-Side Podcast. Please go to blackstormvodka.com. Check it out. Get your taste buds flowing. 6 times distilled vodka. It's great. Check it out. Black Storm Vodka. And just to let you guys know, Black Storm Vodka was created by a sister. Shout out to Keisha Freeman, no question. Shout out to her. Doing an amazing job, expanding and growing. Always there for support. Keep doing your thing, Keisha. But yes, sir. And also, before we get up out of here, always, if you want to support the B-Side Podcast, I know you've seen it on the ticker, go to Cash App, $ Robert Sellers, Venmo, Rob-Sellers 4. PayPal, just BB Sales. Once again, $ for the Cash App, $ Robert Sellers, Venmo, Robs-Sellers-4, and also PayPal. You can go ahead and go to BB Sales. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for tuning in. And then Jeezy, thank you, man.
Thank
Another
you.
day tuning in. So, anything you want to say? What's your handle out there?
My handle is Gary Combs. If you go on Facebook and you're looking for the coolest motherfucker that ever existed, I'm sorry for using curse words, okay? But if you want to look for the coolest mother that ever existed, you look me up under my name, Gary Combs. And if you go on Instagram and somebody's just like want to see the coolest motherfucker on Instagram, that's gonna be me too. But it's gonna be Midnight More. But if you want to go on Twitter and be like, what's the coolest motherfucker? Type it out and what's his words? What's in his mind? I'll be at Gary at Midnight Morris at Twitter or something like that. I don't know. I barely go on Twitter. I don't understand it or anything.
Fan base. Go to fan base.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Do that fan base, man. Isaac Hayes III, Isaac Hayes' son's platform. Go to fan base. Definitely,
all right,
everybody. We need to change that. Hey, go off Twitter. Go to fan base. Keep a Twitter account. I'm saying that, but hey, we need to go into fan base. No question.
And Twitter kicked off President Trump, so we gotta block Twitter until they bring back Trump.
That's crazy. Anyway, y'all, hey, you can check us out at thebsidepodcast.com. Also, you can also check us out on IG at the B-Side Podcast Q. Once again, the B-Side Podcast Q. We're definitely on Twitter, the B-Side Podcast #2, B-Side Podcast #2. Hey, if you want to check out some gear or whatever, go to IG. We're at Alec Roberts. You can definitely go to our site and get some gear as far as AR gear. You see one of the hats here. You can go to alecroberts.com. We have some merch on the site. And if you want to check me out, you can always go to AR Sales 2. AR Sales on IG, AR Sales 2. You can check me out. We post some things and whatnot. But like I said, all you guys definitely check out Fanbase. Check that out. Good social media platform. Also Fanbase, I'm at AR Sales 2 as well. With that note, man, hey, thanks for tuning out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Great job. Once again, G Diddy, man. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate
Thank
you, man.
So much.
You know what I'm
Trump
saying?
2024, okay? Maybe Trump 2028, okay? I might announce it early. Trump 2028. 2028. All right?
I don't know about that, but hey, his impressions are crazy. Hilarious. But anyhow, man, hey, thanks for tuning in. Great show.
Thank you.
Tune in to us next time, coming for you, whatever the case may be. We right here on the B-Side Podcast.
Merry Christmas.